Tesla has a new model, and I can tell you what it is. It's the Model Y Affordable Edition. I'm going to call it the YS as opposed to the YL. There was a big event, and I'm going to tell you all about that and how I got to the conclusion that it is the more affordable vehicle. And it's in large part thanks to you guys and all of your feedback on some of my preliminary thoughts. It's going to be the affordable one. Maybe there'll be something added to it. We'll find out. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. There was a big event in Texas on, what would that have been? Thursday, I suppose. Let me share with you what it was. There was a big event in Texas on Thursday. Yeah, they wanted to show off their new product. And everyone who got to come was asked to sign an NDA. I was not asked to come. I was not asked to sign an NDA. I would have been delighted to do both, but I'm not. So I can tell you what I know for a fact. So let's start with the event itself. What happened? Well, Sawyer posted this. That was interesting. Hello, Austin, Texas. Thanks, Tesla, for the Cybertruck while I'm in town. So Sawyer's in town on, I'm guessing, official business. That was clue number one. I thought, well, that's interesting. And then we saw this, Kyle Connor, also in Austin. I mean, clearly that's inside Giga Texas. And then Joe Techmeyer, also inside. Interesting. All of these people went very quiet for the day. Should have information official at some point in the future, maybe tomorrow, maybe today, maybe next week. I don't know, but it's going to come out. And what is going to come out? Well, there's only 4 things it could be, right? I mean, I guess it could be anything, but it can't be a robot. They invited the wrong people. You don't invite car people to robot things unless you also invite robot people, and there was no indication they were there. Sandy Monroe was there. Kim Java was there. That's not the right fit. It could be the Model Y Performance. I thought, well, it'd be a very weak event, but it wouldn't need secrecy. That doesn't make sense. The car is available for order. If they want people to see it, they'll just tell them to come and see it. No secrecy needed for that. So that only leaves a few options. Well, maybe it's an unsupervised cybercab. No, that would just happen. You don't need people for that. And you wouldn't need to do it at the factory. It could be the Roadster. Ooh, well, I'm assigning that a very low probability. I'm going to put Performance, Robot, Robotaxi Edition, and Performance, Robotaxi, Roadster, and all that into the category that I call 5% chance. I mean, you could bump it to 10% if you want, but very low chance, long odds. So that leaves only 2 models, the YL and the YS. Okay. Well, I got into a heated exchange with a number of people a while back about the YL. Elon said it is coming second half of next year to the US, if ever. Well, the sales are very strong in China and the engineering is done. That car is absolutely coming. And that's what I told people. And they said, oh, you think you're smarter than Elon. No, when it comes to products, I just know how products are moved. You've already done the engineering. You already want the car out there. Sell it. It'd make a fine, well, we're going in the direction of robotaxi. Cool. But you want all kinds of robotaxis, don't you? Especially if you want people to be putting their vehicles on the network, you definitely want all kinds of robotaxis. So we had to start looking for clues. And this is where I go from speculative to definitive. It is the affordable, but here's my evidence. What is that? So here we've got the pictures. Sawyer Merritt spotted these, the uncovered, cheaper Model Y variant driving near Giga Texas. Now, he had not gotten to the factory yet. He had not signed his NDA yet. I don't know if these pictures are still up, but this is clearly it. It's got a different tail light. It's got no front light bar. That's a different car. It's a Model Y, very clearly, slightly different. This matches what we heard. I think it was Green the only who found the software explaining what was going to be different, and that's it. It's different. Drive Tesla Canada posted a better side-by-side. This is the rear diffuser light on the car that everyone knows and loves, the Juniper. This is different. This is just a light bar. It's not a diffuser. It's cheaper. If you look at the rear fascia, it's different. It's cheaper. I don't know why that has a Florida manufacturer plate. That's very unusual. But hey, whatever it is, I don't know. Maybe Texas has a new shape and I just don't know. But whatever it is, this is clearly that new model. And then, of course, we did see, and someone asked me, oh my gosh, can we even sell cars if they haven't gone through NHTSA's crash test safety guidelines? Yes, of course. NHTSA sometimes takes a year or two to do their tests. Insurance Highway Traffic Safety Institute does a better job, I think, and they're not mandatory. But this video from 13 days ago, Joe Techmeyer spotted this outside the crash test area. These are roughly Model Y shaped, and they are completely covered. And I don't just mean covered, but they put tires on top of it like they were Russian planes. This is trying to make very sure that these covers do not blow off. Whatever is under there is very secretive. Something new has been crash tested. So it's very reasonable to assume this has been tested. So why? So that leaves just the two possibilities. The YL, which is already for sale in China. They've already sold about 7,000 of them. Or the YS, which is what I'm going to call it because large and small. Is it actually smaller? I can't tell. I drug my kids into the car today to say, I'm going to measure distances with you guys in different seats to see how much space we could actually cut out of this. If we're going to make a Model YL that's a few inches longer, 6-8 inches longer, surely we can make a YS that's 3 to 5 inches shorter. And I came up with, just for the cabin, 5 inches shorter would fit. Change the shape of the back glass a little bit and the rear hatch, and you could cut another probably 1.5 inches out of it. So you could make it smaller. So which is it going to be? The YL or the YS? Well, Elon said it's not coming until the end of next year, if at all. But that doesn't mean it's not coming. This was the heated debate. Well, you know better than Elon, right? No. No, I just know that when it comes to products, Elon is very careful about his words and sometimes less than forthcoming. He likes to say things are definitely happening that might happen and things are not happening and things are anyway. The idea is that that doesn't mean it's not coming. So why do I think it's the more affordable over the YL? If Elon releases the YL in the second half of next year, he can say, see, told you. If he releases it in the first half of next year, he can say, well, demand was stronger than we expected. I'm releasing it early. It's a product that came out sooner than expected. But if he releases it this year, well, then it's just a lie. The other reason for it is there's a real hankering for a cheaper product. People want this car and they want it for less money. They don't need all the bells and whistles. We know it's going to have a simplified sound system. The sound system's very, very good in a Tesla. Even the rear-wheel drive version, which doesn't have a subwoofer, sounds spectacular. But a lot of people don't need that. What I want is affordability. Don't give me a rear seat infotainment. Don't give me the vegan leather seats. Don't give me the ambient lighting. I don't need all that stuff. It's still going to have the safety. It's still going to have hardware for and all of the things you need for maximum autonomy and safety and future revenue potential. It's got to be the affordable one. The last thing is I put on a poll on X saying, what do you think it's going to be? I'm leaning towards Cyber SUV. I don't think it is, but I maybe. And I got pushback saying, no, the video you made, Brian, was right. I made a video 2 days ago saying why it's not coming. And I had people saying, no, you're right. It's not coming. I'll show you this here. This is the video I ran saying it's not coming. It's just not coming because, for a bunch of reasons. Now, it could be that this is their and one more thing moment, and they do have a second product. But I don't think it's going to be that. I don't know that that's where the hankering is. It's really hard to make a full-size SUV that has sufficient range and comfort and space that doesn't cost $100,000. People don't want a $100,000 car. They want an affordable, large car. I don't see a path for that. So that's my conclusion. It is the affordable model. So let's talk about what that means. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. People have been not seeing my videos even though they are subscribed. I don't know, maybe turn the bell on. I can't tell you. YouTube's being tricky. So the other big question is, how much is it going to cost? I've seen people saying, well, it needs to be 25 grand. It doesn't. It doesn't. I know on a live stream with Herbert and Nick last week, Nick said, well, imagine it's 25. And Herbert and I said, no. He goes, what, you can't imagine it? I say, picture a unicorn. You can't imagine that? Those aren't real. Okay, I can picture a horse. Would you like me to picture a horse? 25,000 is not real. One reason for that is the Model 3 rear-wheel drive is 42,500. Why would it need to be that much cheaper than a Model 3 rear-wheel drive? That's a huge discount. Well, what about 30,000? Is that possible? I'm going to say no. Because the Model Y rear-wheel drive is 45,000. You want to get that down to 30, 35? Well, let's just say 35. You want to cut 10 grand out of it. That's a big ask. The rear infotainment, $150. The roof glass being replaced with a solid panel. You might save $1,000 right there. But you can see we're not getting very far. There's only so much you can cut. Maybe it'll have a slightly smaller battery. If the vehicle is slightly smaller, that could save a little bit of money. Maybe not even 1,000 though. But I'd argue it doesn't have to get all the way to 25 or 30. I think it has to get to 40. If it's $2,500 cheaper than the Model 3 rear-wheel drive, that's gonna move units. A lot of states still have incentives. That will further move units. A lot of people will upgrade into this. People who wanted a little more space but didn't want to, their Model 3 ends up on the secondary market. That increases affordability. This car can sell. And I think it'll sell in tremendous numbers at 40,000. It's going to be single motor. It's going to be not exciting. It's probably, from the pictures we saw, I'm guessing those are 18, 19-inch wheels. We'll take a look at that again. These are, not, I think those are 19s. I think Tesla likes to stop at 19 in terms of scaling down. You can fit an 18-inch wheel on a Model Y, but it doesn't look like they've done it. This is, you can make the front screen an inch smaller. No one's going to really notice or care. It won't feel as premium. It doesn't need to. So this has got all of it. This checks all the boxes. And Tesla, I am sorry that I am, getting out ahead of you on this. Draw me in. Get me to sign an NDA. Invite me to these events. I have trouble growing the channel when I'm a movie reviewer who can't review a movie until 2 months after it has left the theaters. It murders me. So let's be pals and not stomp on each other's sacks. Guys, in the comments, what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? What do you think is going on? What do you think is happening? And is it one thing or is it two? And if it's two, is it the YS and the YL? Because that's where my money is. I'm going to say 65, 70% chance it's the YS. 25, 30-ish% chance it's the YL. No real chance it's the other things, but it could happen. And I'm going to say, a small chance that it's both. What do you think? Did I get it? Let me know. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Stay tuned and juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you, clever robots, when I go to Texas, Austin, Texas, for the shareholder meeting next month. I don't have a ticket. Nobody does. But maybe I'll be there anyway. I will be there. So maybe I'll see you there.